Oh, come in, come in. Oh. Come away in, as my mother would say. Now, you come at the most opportune moment. You could have also been called. I've just poured 2 drams in these lovely thistle glasses that my friend Judith gave me of the very last of this 10-year-old Ardbeg. It's a lovely peaty Islay malt. That's a particular favourite of mine, and of course, so you must have one. Here we go. It's a light looking whiskey, but it's got a very sort of dark, smoky. I'll put this down on my great grandfather's travelling desk. I must show you that unfolded sometime so you can have it there. Well, of course, the reason why I've poured us a couple of drams. Sláinte, by the way, Sláinte Val. Oh. Is that having come on an auspicious night last time on the eve of St Agnes, you've come on another auspicious one tonight because, of course, 25th of January is Burns night. So I thought we'd just enjoy a Burns classic. I so wish my mother could be here. I mean, no one can complain. She lived a wonderful full life and died at the ripe old age of 101 with her family beside her, but she's the person through whom so much poetry came to me, and of course, being a Scotswoman, the poetry of Burns was always there, and especially on Burns night. I always think of her on Burns night. And one of her favourites was the Ode to a Mouse, or to give it its more full title, To a Mouse on Turning Her Up in Her Nest with the Plough, November 1785. It's one of the most famous of his poems, and it's of course the one from which the famous phrase, the best laid plans of mice and men gang after gley, comes, and of course Steinbeck picked that up in his novel. But it's a wonderful poem of empathy. I mean, it really, he's the ploughman and he's dead. It looks at things from the mouse's point of view, but then it really has, it's got wonderful descriptions of weather as well. And it really struggles with, you know, that this whole question of man's dominion. And it opposes to the idea that we have dominion over nature a really quite radical idea, which he calls nature's social union. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union. I mean, it's quite a radical poem. And of course it turns, as you know, at the end to a very, you know, beautiful kind of moving pathos about the sadness of humanity. And he says the mouse can, at least a mouse has only got to cope with the present moment, but we look back and forward and magnify our sorrows. Now, my mother would read this to you perfectly, with her accent out of Dumbarton, and have it all. I can't really do it justice, but I'll do my best, as it were, to remember and channel her readings. So let's just hear it. It's an astonishing poem. To a Mouse. We sleekit, cowering, timorous beastie, oh, what a panic's in thy breastie, thou needst nae start away sae hasty wi' bickering prattle. I would be laith to run and chase thee wi' murdering prattle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt no whiles but thou may thieve. What then? Poor beastie, thou mun leave. A dame a knicker and a thrave's a small request. I'll get a blessing with the lave, and never missed. Thy wee bit hoosie too, and ruin. It's silly wars the winds are strewing, and nothing now to beg a new one of foggage green, and bleak December's winds ensuing, baith snell and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and waste, and weary winter coming fast, and cosy here beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crash, the cruel coulter passed out through thy cell. That wee bit heap o' leaves and stibble has cost thee mony a weary nibble. Now thou's turned out for all thy trouble, but house or hold, to thaw the winter's sleety dribble and cranrach cold. But Mousey, thou art no the lane, in proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes o' mice and men gang after gley, and layest naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Still, thou art blessed compared with me. The present only toucheth thee, but och, I backward cast my ee on prospects drear, and forward, though I canna see, I guess and fear. So it's astonishing poem. The bits about the weather in it, there's the Scots words, the winds of December, snell and keen, and thaw, to endure, to thaw the winter's sleety dribble. I mean, that just... This was written in November, but it tells you how you feel in January. So it's quite a bleak ending, and yet it's sustained by this sense of fellow feeling. I love the word. In fact, the word fella is there. Thy poor, at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. It's a good thing for us to remember. He's maybe an eco-poet before his time. Anyway, as they say, to the immortal memory, to Rabbie Burns. Sláinte.